Howdy ho, Loveland. I'm David Schlecht.
And I'm Garrett Donaldson. This is your KLHS video announcements for January 22nd, 2015.
Please rise and remove your wigs for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
In today's broadcast, we will be looking at our school's tardy policy and job opportunities here in our wonderful little town of Loveland,
as well as a story on the growing use of technology for the fantastic, spontaneous Loveland High student body.
But first, to our world news anchor, Josh Hirschberger. In world news, as many of you have noticed, gas prices have dropped. These prices are expected to stay relatively low throughout 2015. At an average of $2.64, these lower prices have created a lower demand in other countries, such as in Europe. Since 2008, the United States has increased domestic supply by 50%. According to Fox News, the plummeting prices will save the United States about $97 billion over all of this year. That's going to wrap it up for World News. I'm Josh Hirschberger. Stay tuned till next week.
Thanks, Josh. And now in school news, the Loveland Theater Club Act 2 is having a meeting in the auditorium at lunch, and anyone interested in theater is invited to join. See Mr. Freeman if you have any questions.
There is a Front Range Community College field trip on January 30th. Anyone planning to go needs to have their permission forms returned to the counseling office by Friday, January 23rd.
And in other college news, Colorado Mesa will be here on Friday. If you are interested in Mesa, University of Wyoming, or UNC in Greeley, you need to check your Naviance to sign up for a visit with a representative. As a high school student, we don't know the importance of showing up to class on time. KLHS reporters are here to tell you the ins and outs of the new tardy policy.
Sometimes we just don't make it to class on time. When this happens, we all know that in school you will get marked as tardy. But what does the tardy policy mean for you as a Loveland High School student?
The policy is to help you. If you're in class, you're going to learn and you're going to do well, and your grades are going to be better, and there's going to be less stress. And so it always has been, when the bell rings, you're supposed to be in class.
So, why is it important for us to be in class on time?
Generally in the beginning of class, you're explaining what's going to go down in the class, and so they're just off, like they're not going to know what's going on.
I think it's a huge disadvantage in that you miss the introduction and often what's going to be covered in objectives in the class period.
There are many reasons why students are late to school.
I think students are late for a lot of reasons. If they have an off block or lunch before, usually getting back onto campus is hard. I think sometimes the passing periods, it's hard to get from one side of the building to the other. But I also think that a lot of students, though, like to be social in the hallway and not get to class.
School. Because I'm sleeping in.
I think seniors are late to school because they just don't care.
I personally just don't wake up in time.
Tiredness leads to tardiness. Offer incentives to basically make people want to come to school and not be tardy.
Don't make it a thing. Shouldn't be tardy policies, I think.
Don't make me wake up super early.
So remember, Loveland, don't be late for class.
The second semester brings new job opportunities to students here at LHS. Let's check it out.
I work at Integers.
I work at Runza.
I do lawn care in the summer.
Working with children.
I work at Dairy Delight.
I work in construction.
I work in retail.
I work at the Wexford.
If you're interested in a job, Sonic, Chipotle, and Chick-fil-A are looking for kitchen staff, as well as Buffalo Wild Wings and Applebee's are looking for servers. So when you're out and about, keep your eyes open because there's quite a few job opportunities.
I know that I need a job. What do you think, David?
Yes, I do think you need a job.
It has always been a struggle. It has always been a struggle between newer and older technology and moving on with some and keeping others around. Books, physical and digital, are one of these struggles.
The past 10 years, we have had more digital evolution in the mainstream consciousness than in the history of mankind. Although many things like encyclopedias and portable CD players have faded away, humans are still hanging on to books. We wanted to know if the people of Loveland High think that digital books will take over, and those who think physical books will always be used. What's your favorite piece of technology?
I think mostly because of the easy access. I love the iPads.
Depends on how you define technology, but I know you guys are talking about electronic technology, so I would say my laptop.
And my phone, and like technical source.
Probably the iPads. I don't know, like we get to use them more often now throughout classes for like a project. They're easier. Yeah.
Do you prefer digital or physical books?
To my perspective, it doesn't really matter.
I prefer to look at physical books due to the different smells, the texture, the paper.
Sometimes I'll read physical books, but I kind of like digital ones because if it's too dark, you can just change the lighting or zoom in if you can't see it.
I debate this. I go back and forth. I think there's something to do with having a book in hands and being able to touch it, and I think there's a lot of maybe sentimental value in that. But I would say within the last couple of years, I've definitely gone more towards digital books, mostly because of cost.
All right. To be honest, you kind of have to walk both worlds at this point. I mean, you got to know how to do both.
And finally, for the last question, in the future, will digital books be used more than physical books?
I would say I think that like legit in-hand books are always going to be popular, mostly because again sentimental value. But I do see a big push towards digital books.
I would say that just for the sheer cost, probably. I think that digital books are kind of the wave of the future. I mean, we're starting to...
I think digital books will be used more because technology just keeps growing and it's gonna...
Well, there you have it, Loveland High. Do you think that digital books are the wave of the future, or will you always hold on to paper? Sincerely, Eric Thompson, KLHS.
The struggle is real.
Yes, Garrett, the struggle is very real. Well, that was your Thursday edition of KLHS Video Announcements.
If you'd like something announced in next week's broadcast, we ask that you send us an email at klhsnews@gmail.com by tomorrow. I'm Gare Bear Donaldson.
And I'm Big Dave. Remember, Loveland, the problem is not the problem is your attitude about the problem.
Stay tuned for sports.
What's up, Loveland High? I'm Caitlin Smith here with your weekly sports. Your girls basketball team beat Boulder 61-14, but then came out with a loss against Fairview 65-59. Their next game will be against Mountain Range on Friday at home and will start at 6:30. Go get 'em, girls. The boys basketball team had their first Front Range League win of the season, 74-66. They will also be going up against Westminster on Friday at Mountain Range. The game will start at 6:30, so come support the team. The boys wrestling team has an away conference meeting at Rocky Mountain today. Make sure to wish them luck. Well, that's going to wrap it up for your weekly sports. I'm Caitlin Smith. Have a good one, Loveland.